Hey everyone, welcome to my first episode. Sorry for the distraction. I've got a cat staring at me. I'm so sorry. Why can't I get this video started? Welcome back. It's Dawn here. Welcome to my daily review of the California versus Larry Millete preliminary hearing that took place in 2023. So this is a local case for me, and I'm probably going to attend the trial. I'm sure going to try in person at the San Diego Courthouse. So if you're wanting to get insights from the trial, stay tuned for that. But today is just part one of a many multiple part series of the preliminary hearing, and we're going to be starting with, sorry, my cat was asleep until I started. We're going to get started right away with the receptionist from the law firm that Maya Millete contacted the day she went missing. And so who you're seeing here in the preview of this first day of the hearing is Bonita Martinez with Larry Millete, the accused. So Bonita Martinez will appear as his attorney throughout this hearing, but she later was removed from the case. So we won't be seeing her during the trial. The other key lawyers that you're going to be seeing here is the Honorable Dwayne Morig, who is the judge in the preliminary hearing, who we might also not be seeing at the trial. Unfortunately, he's great. The Deputy District Attorney, Christy Bowles, will be doing the questioning. And then there's some other attorneys that will appear later on, but not at this time during the hearing. So with that, I hope you're subscribed. I hope you've got your little bell clicked because I will be dropping new episodes, shorter form videos this time around, hopefully on the daily now that I'm better. So with that, let's get rolling. Oh, and by the way, there's just a short part of this clip that is missing. My video source is CBS 8. Local coverage of this case, but this first day was very difficult to be found, and some of it was clipped off, but it's nothing of consequences, I can guarantee you. So let's get started. Next 24 hours.
And what was it about what she said to you that caused you to believe her?
She did not want to do the appointment in person because she was afraid that she would be followed. She had some concerns in regards to the behavior that would follow if it was found out that she was filing. And so she had asked if we had the ability to kind of do any kind of tracings in regards to accounts because she didn't have any access to any money. So it was things like that that kind of made me believe that this was a situation that we should try to get her in to speak to an attorney.
You said something about being followed. What did she say there?
She just said that she wasn't confident that she'd be able to come to our office without being followed or being, having somebody see her go there and relay the message to her spouse. So as you can imagine, this is going to be super key evidence that the judge will be considering in this preliminary hearing on whether or not to arraign Larry. Of course, we know that did happen. He was arraigned in 2023 after this hearing, but there's a lot of evidence in this very first witness. Again, Desteny Johnson from the law firm that Maya Millete contacted regarding a potential divorce from Larry. And she has a lot of insight and a lot of experience with cases like this, with people who call in, and she refers to this as contentious. But let's get into it. Hopefully the sound is okay, and put the CC on if you can't hear very well. It's very not great audio in that courtroom.
And did she discuss at all with you how the other party to her marriage might react to the divorce?
Yes, she said that they had separated before and it was not good. She did say that she was concerned about the reaction that would happen if it was found out that she was filing.
And is something that you also consider whether or not there are children involved?
I mean, yes, that's always a factor, but it's not the main play. The main play is the safety of the person calling her office.
And this person, Maya, who spoke to you, did she say whether or not there were children involved?
Yes, she did.
And how many children?
They had 3 children.
Okay. And did you discuss anything? You mentioned that you believed she should, you wanted to get her in within the next 24 hours.
Yes.
Did you make an appointment with her for the following day?
No,
No,
I didn't.
Why not?
I didn't make the appointment for her because she was adamant that she wanted to have a birthday party for her daughter, and she did not want anything to put a hamper on celebrating her daughter's birthday. She didn't want any, lack of a better word, she didn't want any.
So this is really interesting insight into what goes on behind the closed doors of a family law practice, and the sensitivity, which would, I mean, all law firms have to handle things with sensitivity, but family law can be really tricky. And it's interesting how many things that Desteny Johnson remembers about this phone call. She never did meet Maya, as we will find out later. But I just find this fascinating, that this was the first witness, and this eye-opening glimpse into what these law firms go through with clients and even potential clients.
Drama. She didn't want any, tension. So she was nervous or scared about being found out. So she did not want to do anything before that party, so that she would be able to enjoy that time with her children.
How long would you say you spoke with her?
We discussed her trip, so I think it was a little bit longer than maybe probably like 20 minutes maybe.
And so would this be on average less or more time than you usually spend with on an intake?
And a little bit more. Usually if it's pretty basic information, I can get that done in about 10 minutes. If there's nothing out of the ordinary, it's just somebody who wants to come in and have a consultation. I can get usually the background.
And was this out of the ordinary in any way?
Yes.
How so?
The way she spoke just made me feel like that this was, she needed to come in and discuss options with the attorney as far as safety.
How many individuals have you spoken?
So I just want to make sure you actually heard that. The attorney asked Desteny, was this out of the ordinary? She said yes. And Desteny wanted to encourage Maya to come in to discuss with the attorney, because obviously the receptionist wasn't qualified to discuss this, but about her safety. So already on the 7th, the day that Maya went missing, she made one phone call, and just based on what she was saying in that phone call, put up some red flags, let's just say, for Desteny.
On the phone in this context, taking an intake like this?
I would probably say, I would be guessing, but I would say probably at least 500, maybe double that.
And is part of your job, or at that time doing intake, part of your job to assess essentially how urgent the situation is?
Yes.
And you said you felt there was some issue with regard to safety?
Yes.
And why is that?
Just the fact that she had mentioned that she was afraid of the behavior that would come if it was, found out that she was seeking a divorce. The fact that she didn't have any access to money, she wasn't feeling safe to come to our office in person. Those things all kind of told me that this is not a normal divorce where two people may be arguing over something, that they don't want to, but it wasn't a normal situation.
Okay. And you said you mentioned talking to her about the trip. What trip, or what did she tell you?
She told me that they were going to Big Bear for her daughter's birthday.
Did she say when?
I believe they were going to. I believe they were leaving.
There's actually a calendar right behind you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Thursday, January 7th was Thursday.
Okay, yes. So I believe they were leaving on that Saturday. And
January 9th.
yes, and it may have been, later on in the afternoon on Friday, but I believe they were going on Saturday, the 9th of January.
So she's testifying that Maya shared with her that while she was calling the office about filing for a divorce, she didn't want to come in and meet until the following week because she had plans with her family in Big Bear, which is up in the mountains in San Diego County, to celebrate the birthday of one of their children. And she didn't want to miss it. She didn't want anything to happen to disrupt that, which is kind of weird because I'm not sure why meeting with an attorney would disrupt the weekend. So I kind of have the sense that Maya knew that she was in danger already, which is super frightening and chilling. But let's hear what else she has to say. Just wanted you to understand she's talking about plans that Maya had made with her family and with her daughter for that Saturday, a couple days later, from the day of her disappearance, to go out of town just for a long weekend.
And did you discuss anything kind of personal with regard regard to families, children, anything?
Yes, I had mentioned how beautiful it is there at that time of the year. Part of my job is to make people feel comfortable, and and so we kind of deviated a little bit and talked about how beautiful it is and how I taken my children there around that time of year and just how much fun it is with them, and they're good age, they're going to enjoy it, and they'll have the memories.
And based on your tone, her listening and hearing her tone of voice, did she express whether or not she was any feelings about that weekend?
She was very excited, and she was looking forward to spending that time.
Did you ask her if you could make it for the following
Yes,
day?
I did.
And what did she say?
She said no, she wanted to wait until after the Big Bear trip.
And so when did you make that appointment?
I made that appointment, I believe it was Tuesday the 12th is when I scheduled her for.
And was that a phone or an in-person?
It was over the phone
And why was it over the phone?
because she didn't feel comfortable coming to the office.
After your phone call with her, then what is the next step in terms of setting up an appointment?
So after the initial phone call with them, and I put all of the information into our management software, and they will send them, I will send them an appointment confirmation email that has the date and time of their appointment, and then right after that I send them an intake form, which asks them to provide us with some basic information regarding their case so that the attorney has that information when they come in or call in for their appointment.
And did you send her that confirmation email?
Yes, I did.
And did you send her that questionnaire?
Yes, I did.
Did she send it back?
Yes, she did.
How quickly did she send it back?
Almost within probably, I would say, the hour.
And is that, in your experience, would that be a quick turnaround or
Yes.
not so much?
Yes, very much so. I mean, usually if we have somebody who's scheduled an appointment, 4 or 5 days out, they're sending the intake form in a couple hours before their appointment, maybe the day before.
Your Honor, may I approach Lucas with the binder of evidence?
So this really solidifies the theory that the state has that Maya was ready for filing this divorce. She had considered it other times in the past. The marriage was a little bit rocky at times, but this time around, by this testimony, Desteny is saying that she filled out the intake form within the hour of the phone call. Immediately, she said. Whereas many people, it'll take a few days, 5 days on average. So again, she's providing insight based on her pretty extensive experience in this role for a law firm.
Yes.
And just for the record, I previously had a binder, which I've also provided courtesy copies to the court and to defense counsel of the exhibits that have been marked in this case, pre-marked by the clerk.
So we're finally getting a glimpse of Christy Bowles, who is the DA handling this case.
And so I'm going to refer you to Court's Exhibit 1.
Okay.
And you'll see there 1-1 in the bottom right-hand corner. And I'm going to just ask you to flip through 1-1 through 1-8 and just let me know if you recognize those after you've had a chance to look through those.
Yes, I recognize these documents.
And what do you recognize those documents to be?
So these are the documents that are a copy of the email confirmation of the appointment that was sent to her. 1-2 is,
We'll actually go through them one
Oh,
by one.
okay.
But just generally speaking, are these documents that were either emailed? Or
yes, these are the email confirmations or the documents that I sent to her to fill out and return to us for her appointment.
Okay.
And I will ask you to make sure that she's finished asking
Oh, my
questions
apologies.
for it, so that the court reporter can get each person's assistance.
Yes, I understand. Sorry, thank you.
All right. So I'm going to publish it on the screen there. I'm going to highlight it a little bit, but do you recognize 1-1 on the screen? This is the same 1-1 that's in front of you.
Yes,
Okay. And this is an email dated January 7th, 2021, with the time of 1:54 p.m.
correct.
And just kind of pull this out a little bit. Do you recognize this email?
Yes.
Okay. And what can you tell us about how this email was generated?
So I input all of the information into our Clio, and then once I've input it in there, I send them like an automated email. And I change the wording in the email so that if they are coming to the office, then our address would be listed in there. If they are doing a phone consult, I change the language to say we look forward to speaking with you instead of seeing you.
Okay. So this is one that you would have, this is auto-generated once you put the information in the system?
Correct. And then I just edit it if I need to.
And then looking at 1-2 is what's projected up on the screen, the same exhibit that is in front of you in the exhibit binder.
Correct, yes.
And this is an email dated January 7th at 1:55 p.m. What is this?
This is when I sent her the intake form that asks her to fill out the basic information in regards to her matter.
And then what happens after, so is there actually a form that's attached to this, or how does that work?
Correct. So if you look on the bottom right above my name, that's where you would click to fill out the form.
Where it says click here to fill out the form?
Correct.
Okay. Did she fill out the form?
Yes.
Okay. And showing you, this will be 1-3, 1-4, 1-5, and 1-6. Are those the various pages of the questionnaire that she filled out?
1-6 is not part of the questionnaire?
Oh, yes, 1-5.
Correct.
Okay. So 1-3, is that the same exhibit projected up on the screen that is in front of you in the exhibit binder?
Yes.
And would this have been then the form that you received back in response to sending an email to fill out the form from anyone?
Correct.
And so it was returned or sent back to you at 1:54 p.m. Or sorry, sent to her at 1:54 and then submitted back to you at 2:32 p.m.
Correct.
The 1-4, which is projected up on the screen, is that the same 1-4 that's in front of you in the exhibit binder?
Yes.
And are these some of the questions then that are asked and that she responded to in relation to the intake?
Correct.
Okay. And just
Getting these all into evidence, again, very chilling. The dates of this correspondence, these emails, the phone call that she's talking about, the intake form were all January 7th, 2021, which is the last day that Maya was seen alive.
the question is, any history of domestic violence? And the answer is none formally documented. Is that a drop-down response, or is that something that the person who's submitting the questionnaire has to actually write?
That is a section of the form where there is not an option to select a predetermined answer. You need to write something in there, or you can leave it blank.
And then she provided the full legal name and contact information for her spouse, which is listed below.
Correct.
And then 1-5, is that also the same document that is in front of you? Make it a little bit bigger to help you out. And that is the third page of that questionnaire.
Correct.
And again, she provided her employer name and employer phone number, naval information, worker, Senator Pacific being the employer name.
Correct.
And then 1-6, you mentioned also a document that you're familiar with is 1-6 in the exhibit binder, the same exhibit that's projected up on the screen.
Yes.
Okay, and this has a date of January 7th at 2:33 p.m. So what is this email?
This is an email that is sent to her confirming that we have received and thanking her for filling out her form for her appointment. She can also keep a copy for herself by clicking on that link.
And then for 1-7 in the exhibit binder, is that the same that's up on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, and 1-7 up on the screen, what are we looking at in that exhibit?
So this is our scheduling software. This is timestamps of everything that I did during her appointment. So on the bottom, you can see the time that I scheduled her appointment in our system, the time that I sent her the intake form, and then the time that she completed the form.
So the email that confirms the appointment is essentially sent at the same time as the questionnaire.
So the email that confirms it, yes, I do them both at the same time. So they receive that email confirmation of their appointment, and then right after that, they receive the intake form. They are two separate emails, but they are done. I do them at the same time, so I do not forget to do it.
So which would be why they both say 1:54?
Correct.
Yeah, and then completed form back to 2:33.
Correct.
And then 1-8 has a date of January 10th at 2:51 p.m. What is this email?
So at this time, the attorney in my office, Marissa Holly, had contacted me and let me know that there was some concerns in regards to the safety and well-being. And so she had asked me if I would send something that she would feel comfortable responding to that would let us know that it was her.
Now let me back you up.
So I thought this was an interesting addition. She's mentioning that she spoke to one of the attorneys in the office who also expressed concern over Maya's safety, asking the receptionist to send Maya another email just to confirm as a way to make sure that it's actually Maya who is responding to these emails and not someone else, which is going to be very interesting as the hearing goes on, which you will see. This is all quite chilling, quite honestly.
Explain a little bit what it was that caused you to send this email. What did this person say to you that caused you to say, oh, well, let's send an email to see if this person responds?
So I believe, there was a message left for our office, and I relayed the message to my boss, Marissa Holly. And at that time, I'm not 100% sure if she reached out to anybody or not, but she did ask me to send something that would be able to give us a trigger if she responded or opened the document.
Have you seen something in the news or seen anything yourself?
No.
Okay. Did anyone, was that conveyed to you at all? Or I guess what I'm trying to get at is this an email that you would normally send to
No,
somebody?
it is not. Yeah.
So there was some concern that perhaps there's something going on and you wanted to see if this person responded, see if Mabel would respond.
Correct.
And so this email was generated on Sunday, January 10th.
Correct.
And was there ever any response to this email?
No.
And this email, just to be clear, also 1-8 you're looking at is the same that's projected up on the screen.
Sure. Marisa, and the last name is Nahale, Nahale.
Sorry, I keep having to mute. There's a truck outside. So there's a high level of concern with those who were involved in this phone call and interaction with Maya that day, a high level of concern, even by the attorney. There was a phone call that was made, a message that was left, and we're not really sure what that is, but it really does show that there was heightened level of concern, which tended to be worthwhile.
When you mentioned during the beginning of your testimony about that part of your job was also to evaluate for potential of a TDTRO, and did you do that in this case?
I did.
And what do you do when you're doing an intake if you're concerned that that might be something that you would that should you pursue in a particular client's case?
So when somebody gives me any indications that they are, my biggest question that I ask them is there any reason for concern that you would need to have some order of protection before the paperwork is served to the other party? So when I ask them, questions specifically in regards to a DVTRO, I am making sure that I can relay that information over to the attorney for their appointment so that they have the knowledge to be able to advise them of, their recommendations on going forward.
And to be clear, you're not an attorney.
I am not.
Okay, so you get this information and then you relay it to the attorney that is going to be assigned to this person.
Correct.
And did you relay, or did you, in this case, was it your intent to relay that information about potentially seeking a DVTRO?
Yes. Right after I hung up the phone, there was another there was anher attorney in our office, Desteny Johnson. She's also a partner in our family law department.
When saying like what reporter.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Very quickly. I'm taking notes.
No problem. Would you like me to spell it?
Say it all again.
Okay.
I didn't get the first name.
Sarah Install Johnson.
Spell.
SARAINSDAHL Johnson. JOHNSON.
And so, sorry, so you, I think we're telling us that that partner was in the office.
Yes.
And that you maybe took some action as a result of the information.
Yes. So I let her know, that the conversation, there was concerns, and that I felt like this was going to be a contentious, I wanted her to come in the next day.
And the appointment on August 12th, did Maya Millete do that?
Counsel. He said August.
No, it's in August. January 12th, did Maya Millete keep that appointment?
Yeah.
January 12th, 2021.
She did not.
Was
I'm
there
sorry. I just want to. When did you have the conversation with Ms. Johnson?
Install Johnson?
Yes.
When I hung up, as soon as I finished doing the intake and sending out the email, she was in her office and we sit across from each other.
And this was on January 7th.
Correct.
What I was saying is the judge will interject with questions during this hearing. It might seem a little unusual, but this again is a preliminary hearing in the state of California where it's the judge who's determining whether or not the not yet defendant, but the accused, in this case, Larry Millete, should be arraigned and held over for trial. And so he has to understand the facts, the sequence of things. He needs to understand names and get things right. So he's sort of the jury in this case. And so you'll see him interjecting and you'll see his personality throughout this hearing. And it's really kind of, it's really interesting, informative, educational, but he's a very nice man too. And I think I have a little about his bio in my community tab. So if you want to check that out.
Yes,
In other words, do you have a good memory of this phone call?
no.
You don't have a good memory?
I do have a good memory of it. Forgive me, I thought you were asking me if it's something I look back. No, I don't. But
No, I'm sorry.
I do remember it, yes.
You remember it well?
Yes.
And what stands out to you the most about the conversation that causes you to remember it so well?
The fact that I knew that she was looking so forward to the trip with her children, and she didn't get to go.